tip-off presented by Les Olson Company, your office technology partner. But the Cougars are sitting number 16 in the polls. They're knocking on the door of program history. They're playing for a few different goals.
They cannot afford hiccups, right? These are games they have to take care of. The Gonzaga game next Saturday, everybody's got that on their calendar. That's going to be a big one in the count.
Harding on the miss. And McDowell White from Brisbane, Australia, running the show at 5'6", a senior.
And this Dons team has a few Big Sky transfers. One of those McDowell White, also Gales in there.
Kostic off the glass.
Well, she's a player that doesn't put up a ton of numbers, but she can score. Just averages 2.2 points per game. She is that vocal leader on the court for this team.
Camelia and Kostic did not play in the first meeting. Inside Gustin, she had a double-double at San Francisco, but a turnover. And the Dons out with it.
You're really going to want to keep an eye on Gales, number 11 for the Dons. Getting the start here today, as you see a three-point shot, but she has not started any game all season, and second leading scorer for the Dons.
Dow White on the miss. Here's Gonzalez, the league's leading scorer, blocked by Kostic. And back come the Dons. On the right side, a pair of missed threes by San Francisco. Gales hitting 37% on the year. Harding ties the game at 2.
Excellent push by Maria Albiero. She's got her head on a swivel, always keeping it up to see who's running the lanes. Nice back cut from Harding.
Paisley, number 7 all-time now in career scoring at BYU. At 62 points shy of taking over number 6. And the third miss from distance for San Francisco. And the second miss in a row from Gales.
Some nerves with Gales. She hesitated on her shot, then finally took it out of rhythm.
Goodenbauer saying the thing with BYU is they've just got so many players that can do so many things. They're worried about Gustin, they're worried about Teagan on the 3. Got to keep an eye on Shaley, and Harding drives in and scores a lot.
And there really isn't a lull in their offense, because let's say Teagan Graham's off, well, Shaley's going to hit her shots, or Paisley's going to hit her shots, or Gustin, you know, and so they really carry the slack when one player might just be off that game.
Kostic deep in the corner. 4th 3 in a row put up by San Francisco. And Kennedy Dickey knocks it down.
She's very capable at 6 foot, can really stretch the defense, showing her range right there, averages just under 31% from distance.
Dickey had 14 in the earlier meeting against these Cougars. Albiero is up for 3. Chased down by Gustin.
She is so good at tracking that ball down, and then
Gonzalez buries the 3.
Those extra opportunities created by the rebounding ability of Lauren Gustin.
And a turnover as McDowell White loses the handle. Lauren Gustin among the top 3 rebounders in the entire country, dominating the league once again. And the producer of so many second chance points for this BYU offense.
And she is a workhorse down low. I talked to the assistant coach Lee Kamard, and I said, what is it about her? Because it's not that she just has the strength inside and that she anticipates, but she really rebounds well out of her area.
Kick out to Albiero. Camelia on the rebound. Sophomore out of Greece, made a splash in her first season. All everything in the WCC. Newcomer of the year, first team, all freshman team. It's tough to make a better impression than what she did. The problem with it this year is she's guarded every time she touches the ball. No one lets her shoot threes.
And they really keyed in on our three-point shooting, so she's had to develop her game off the dribble, which she's done. She's crafty with the ball in her hands, but more comfortable spotting up.
Into the paint. And the second shot with the left hand of Kostic. This one's off. BYU by 2 and on the run. Albiero back to Gonzalez, second 3. That one's good for Shaley. 2 for 2 from downtown. She'll tell you straight up if there's a weakness to her game, it's 3-point shooting. She stays after practice. She practices outside of practice. Wants to get that back into form. And she's hit her first 2 as Jasmine Gales hits her first 3 on the afternoon. It's a 2-point game.
Gales is that dynamic scorer, a 5'7" transfer from Northern Colorado. Has to have a big game. She really alleviates some of that pressure that's on Cornelia offensively.
Reach as the Cougars go inside to Dustin. And the first foul on Kostic. This a moment ago.
You see the in and out, getting a touchdown low, which makes the defense turn their head, get out of position just a little bit, gives Gonzalez more space to get her shot off.
Langarita checks in for the first time. Kostic sits down. Claudia is a freshman out of Spain. Gonzalez misses her first three. Quickly down the floor. Into the lane. Up for two. And Cornelia can't get it to go. Second chance opportunity on the scrappy board, but missed by Gales.
And they have to generate those extra possessions. Nobody's stopping the ball.
Albiero all the way in for her first two.
And that's a defensive breakdown by the Dons. Mismatch. Nobody matching up with Albiero, just leaving her wide open.
Vicky pass inside. And a turnover. They got to figure out how to deal with BYU's size. This trip down the floor, Langarita turns the ball over, takes us to a timeout. 4:17 to go here in the first. It's 12-8 Cougars here on BYU TV.
They prefer to be bringing the heat, getting set for success, demonstrating their drive. But when their blood and sweat turns to tears or anything else, we lay the groundwork for BYU's athletes to hit the ground running again, and you as well. Intermountain Healthcare, official medical provider for BYU Athletics.
Here we go. Oh, you pretty chitty bang bang, chitty chitty bang bang, we love you. And our pretty chitty bang bang, chitty chitty bang bang loves us too. High, low, anywhere we go, on chitty chitty we depend. Bang bang, chitty chitty bang bang, our fine four-fender friend. Bang bang, chitty chitty bang bang, our fine four-fender friend.
Can you do something we can't be, Chitty Ray?
Take your children and get out of that area.
BYU basketball on BYU TV is brought to you by Brady Industries, honestly better. Tim Daly Auto Group, serving Utah since 1968. The BYU Store, official outfitter of BYU fans everywhere. And by Intermountain Healthcare, official medical provider for BYU Athletics.
Gotta love the winter sports here in the Rocky Mountains in late January. Later tonight, 8th-ranked BYU men's volleyball in action against Mount Olive, 9 Eastern, 7 Mountain here on BYU TV. They had a spirited 5-set battle back on Thursday. It'll be entertaining Saturday night viewing here on BYU TV. Keep your eye on Gonzalez. She has 299 career assists, so needs one more for 300.
Out of the break, the Dons really turning up the pressure, getting some tips on balls. That's exactly what they have to do to try to get some steals.
Hampson into the game and quickly up for 2 on a nice entry pass by Tegan Graham, one of the leaders in the league in assists.
And she's one of the best with that top of the key pass, and the lob to Hampson, the timing on it and getting it perfect right over the top of her head.
Strong drive to the basket. Longer read on the miss. Now Harding driving baseline. So good at that. And Paisley has 6.
She's aggressive, right? Not settling for the outside shot. She can put it on the floor, use her body so well to create the space.
Kamili trying to shake Albiero. And it's Albiero on the steal. Out ahead to Shaley. 2 more. Gonzalez with 8 and timeout San Francisco. BYU has jumped out now to an 18-8 lead. And they did it quickly.
BYU off and running every single play. They're forcing turnovers or off of the made shots from San Francisco, and they want to push. They want a quick pace game. You see right here the anticipation of Albiero, but what I love the most is she is looking up court so fast to her teammate Gonzalez. Great feed up the middle. The transition D is big for San Francisco coming in. They have to be able to keep pace with BYU and slow them down, but they're getting easy looks.
Gonzalez had just 9 points in the first meeting. She's already got 8 here in the first quarter in the rematch. And BYU has turned the Marriott Center into a very difficult place to play. We've got a good crowd in, one of the biggest of the year today on this Saturday afternoon, as the Cougars try to extend their home court winning streak to 27 games. And they are off to a good start. Now the challenge mounts for San Francisco as McDowell White brings the ball down.
How do they respond, right? How do they weather the storm? BYU throwing that first punch, you've got to be able to respond and knock down shots.
Kostic is back in the game for San Francisco after a short break. And our officials are...
Well, the one official signaling, I think, that they were going to call a foul on Hampson, and they are.
That'll be the first on Sarah after the group discussion. Shep, what do you got?
We talked about how dominant this BYU team has been overall in games, but it all starts with the first quarter. The first quarter has been BYU's best scoring quarter, and it's been the quarter where they've given up the least amount of points. Right now, the average score at the end of the first quarter for BYU is 21-12. And based off what we're seeing, we're trending for the exact same thing.
Yeah, the first round was the key to Mike Tyson's career as well. You can knock him out in the first round. You don't have to take your chances later on. And there's a good-looking shot for 3 from Longarita. And a much-needed basket. Harding to answer right back. Paisley's hitting 36 or 30% from the three-point line. She had 19 in the first meeting, and she's off to another big day.
She's one of the best moving without the basketball to create the open look.
Kia Valavirta has the ball knocked out of bounds, so San Francisco keeps it.
You see a beautiful flare screen right there, and Harding walking into it and then quickly getting her feet set for the screen. Coming right off.
Calling for the ball as Longarita has to challenge Hampson. Sarah holds her ground, and out with it, Gonzalez.
I like the aggressive play of the freshman, though. At 6'4", she's going to challenge Hampson in there. Very skilled inside.
Gustin got away with them, and no, she didn't. It looked like she did, but the late whistle correction, and she travels and turns it over.
Well, the collapse came at a perfect time defensively. They pitched in and then collapsed. Valavirta is going to get more minutes in this game. They're missing one of their starters in Amelie Langer, who's a defensive specialist. So Valavirta needs to come in and not necessarily score, but she has to be tough defensively, as we saw there, forcing the turnover.
Kamili, on the other hand, has got to find a way to score and score a lot. And a good drive to the basket is Gales. Gales had 22 against the Cougars, and she's up to 5 here in the first quarter. Back to answer is Harding again. Paisley's second 3, and she's got 12.
She's in the zone in this one, just ultra focused on the offensive side. Really looking to score, but not forcing it. I think she's taking open shots in the defense.
She's on track to finish right outside of number 5 all-time at BYU in career points. That one rattles out for Longarita. Shaley, on the other hand, has a chance to get the record. She's got 2.5 seasons still to go. Harding for 2 more. Gustin on the rebound. Now Paisley swoops in, leaves it short. Gustin, another rebound, back and in. 7 rebounds already here in the first, and a turnover. And the Cougars are trying to deliver a knockout punch. Gonzalez for three. Too strong. Gales out with it. 30 seconds.
Gales need to take a breath right here and just settle things down. BYU, their defense and their effort, their intensity is creating a lot of offense right now.
Corneli hands it back over to Gales. Now they look inside. Slicing to the basket. Forced up. Paisley down the floor. Gonzalez. And another very impressive first quarter brings this crowd to its feet at the Marriott Center. 28-13. BYU. Yeah, this one turned quickly. Gonzalez with 10, Harding with 12. And BYU is on fire here at the Marriott Center on BYU TV.
Every single shot is being assisted. BYU 5th in the nation coming in assists per game. And they're also 6th in the nation in assists to turnovers. So take care of the ball and move the ball is a recipe for success for the Cougars.
Shep, what do you got?
Yeah, during the break, even though BYU has a 15-point lead after one quarter, head coach Jeff Judkins still talking to his team and imploring them to play better defense. A lot of it stems from the looks that San Francisco's getting along the perimeter, which we're seeing right now. He's asking the team, when the ball is moving, make sure you're rotating and not giving up those types of looks.
Thanks, Shep. Longarito on the miss.
Well, one player that they've really given no looks to is Corneli. They've been fantastic on her. She's been held scoreless and 0 for 2 in this game. Comes in as the leading scorer for the Dogs.
Smiler into the game for the Cougars. Jeff Judkins knows how important this game is. They've been less than challenged in the last month and a half, and they've got a huge lead coming up with Gustins. Her second basket, 4 points and 8 rebounds. And so no matter what happens here, he's got a good team that's come in on a 4-game winning streak. This is the game prep for Portland and next Saturday at Gonzaga in the game of the year in the WCC.
And possibly their toughest road test next week with those 2 games. And everybody's looking ahead to Gonzaga, which rightfully so, but that Portland team is a streaky, scary team for BYU. They return a lot of their veteran players. And you've got Haley Andrews running the point, Alex Fowler, who's a dynamic inside-out player. That'll be a tough one as well.
Gales on the drive. Draw some contact. Gales is flying in there at 5'7".
I'm not sure she's 5'7". She might be 5'6" out there.
Maybe 5'6". You got Hampson, who is 6'7". There's Gustin, who is 6'1". Hampson will come out. And then the 5'6"er flies in there and finds a way to get to the free throw.
The no fear mentality is what she plays with. And she's absolutely fearless. And I love that she's more of a change of pace type player. So she can really beat you off the dribble, kind of lulls you to sleep, and then puts it on the floor and bursts to the rim.
Northern Colorado, outstanding player. And then 2 transfers brought in by Goodenbauer. Kennedy Dickey, who had 14 against the Cougars. Another one out of Eastern Washington, who hasn't done much today. Just 3 points as Gustin gets another 2 right at the rim.
So much movement, so balanced offensively. It is a tough team to defend when you come in here. And there's Corneli.
Her first basket comes here in the second quarter. A 3-pointer. Averaging 17.6. Just below Gonzalez, who leads the league. And there's Graham. Drops it right back to Gustin. She'll go to the free throw line as she's fouled by Dickey.
With the unselfishness of the ball movement, it's where you're really making the defense stay honest. They have to rotate, they have to communicate, and if they don't and they don't stay in that line, that's where BYU's getting those easy looks in the middle to Gustin.
Goodenbauer is very complimentary toward Jeff Judkins in his program, saying that he knew, they've known for a while this team was coming. And here it is. He goes, and she says they are so good. But they do so many different things, which is you know, been a top 20 team now for 9 weeks. And she's right. Judy has known even the start of last year that, you know what, I'm going to be really, really good next year.
Yeah, their sights were set on this season. And talking to Coach Goodmauer, we said, well, what's some of the keys or what do you got to take away? She said, well, you know, maybe if the 2 stars in Harding and Gonzalez got a little sick and didn't show up, that would be our biggest key. But
they're all here. Clavina gets her first basket. 32-19. Into Gustin. Shot clock's at 10. We got a foul away from the action. And it is Clavina trying to deny Gustin position down on the low post where she is so difficult to stop. And that's her first.
Well, BYU runs that 4-out motion, and Gustin is the one that's working block to block, has the freedom, and that time came to the ball. Too much contact with Clavina as she was trying to cut to the ball.
There's a foul. As Gustin tried to fight her way in the paint, McDowell White picks up the personal.
We mentioned that Emily Langer's out. They're also missing Abby Rathbun, who hasn't played in the last month. She's been out with a back injury, did not play in that matchup January 6th either.
Harding for 3. 15 for Paisley in the first half.
3 for 3 from distance. She is feeling it out there. Very comfortable. You can tell with her stroke, it's not rushed. A lot of confidence.
Now Gales trying to find an answer. Smiler, good defense. Here's a 3, and that one drops in for Dickey.
That's a hand in the face type shot where she's able to just showcase that range once again. And
big night Thursday in their win at St. Mary's, 12 points and 14 rebounds. They took a lot of momentum. They won 3 straight at home and hit the road in Moraga. I was surprised to see that score. When you look at the stats, and they dominated. There's a travel on Gustin. And the Dons get the ball back. But Goodmauer saying they're starting to get healthy, starting to play better.
You see the down screen from Gustin. It allows Harding to get the space from Dickey. And then look at this. Kind of a soft screen from Gales right there to open up Dickey. And Dickey is not afraid. She's got a green light, especially rotating into that starting lineup. She's been playing much better. Her numbers are up. 13.6 points per game, 10 rebounds when she's in the starting lineup.
In the lane, the reach. And the foul against Graham. And for Graham, that's her first. And it was before the shot, so at least I think it was.
Yeah, I think they're going to say it's on the shot.
Dickey to the line to shoot. 6:03 to go here in the second. BYU men play tonight, 7:30 Pacific. Try to bounce back from a gut-wrenching defeat there at the end of the game against Santa Clara on Thursday night. A couple of makes by Dickey, 37-24.
They're down shooting 38%. Not a terrible percentage, but when you're having to work so hard in your half-court set to get looks, be aggressive, draw contact, try to get to the free throw line.
Donnie Falatea into the game for BYU. Here's Shaley. Step back, misses the 3. With a rebound, this is Falatea. Shot clock goes to 20. Cougars go inside to Gustin. Knocked out of bounds. Good defense by Clavina. Cougars will have it.
The 5'9" junior inside is undersized against Gustin, who's 6'1", but she's very physical and comes in. That's what she needs to do, is just battle her in there. Now you're going to get the freshman back in at 6'4". She's also very physical inside, can match Gustin, but brings more length.
Longarita returns. Harding from the baseline. Paisley's having 17. Just above her game average.
My goodness.
Dickey with a couple of big shots. Kicks it back out, and Falatea knocks it out of bounds.
I'm so impressed with this freshman at 5'9". She comes in, does a fantastic job defensively. And here's Harding again. And that's just a simple using that ball fake to create and get your defense jumping off their feet.
Gales into the lane. Another rebound by Gustin. She's working close to a double-double here in the first half. Falatea for three. They're all hitting. 42-24. And another timeout for San Francisco. 5:03 to go in the second quarter, and BYU already has 42 points. And we've got a timeout here at the Marriott Center. Nani Falatea out of East High School in Salt Lake City, an outstanding freshman settling into her BYU career, hitting from distance on BYU TV.
Trio Orem Senior Living believes in empowering seniors to live life to the fullest. We help eliminate stress out of daily life when you live at Trio. Less time focusing on housework means you can socialize at one of our many events, with safety in mind, of course. And did we mention our spacious apartments with modern amenities? Learn more about setting up a private tour at trioorem.com.
Welcome to a partnership where customer experience comes first. It's our focus. It's your expectation. We provide support to those that go the extra mile for all of us. Supplying products, training, and service for generations. Learn more at BradyIndustries.com.
BYU basketball on BYU TV is brought to you by Mountain America Credit Union, official credit union of BYU Athletics. Les Olson Company, your office technology partner. eAssist Dental Health Education Foundation. Learn more at visityourdentist.org. Baby Boxy, uniquely curated, beautifully packaged baby gifts. And by Waystar.
Skiing down the hill, not hitting anybody, not slowing down. Welcome back to the Marriott Center. Paisley Harding sits down with her 18 points.
Yeah, that's a player that's not slowing down. Paisley Harding, who's been on fire, 4 for 4 from distance.
Falatea on a steal. Gonzalez has moved over 300 now for her career in assists. She is going to rewrite the record books before her career is done.
And not just in points, right? In almost every category.
Falatea up top. Albiero. Here's Graham, outstanding from distance. A rare miss for BYU and a familiar rebound for Gustin. As her and Longarita get after each other a little bit. 11 rebounds for Gustin here in the first half.
The fans loving the fire that she's showing right here. The whistle came a little bit late, and so as a player, when you got a rebound and it's coming late, it's hard because your emotions are high. She's battling in there hard, and nothing intentional by Longarita. She was just tying her up.
And the physical nature of Gustin at just 6'1", but in the top 3 in the country rebounding the basketball. There is a lot of fight. Goodenbauer says we could hear, over the phone, you can almost feel her gritting her teeth going, she's such a problem.
She is a problem at 6'1". She's heard her entire career that she's undersized, but that hasn't stopped her at all. It's almost given her more fuel to fight harder in the weight room, to fight harder on the court. And she was a little bit overlooked by BYU out of high school. Yeah. They did not offer her. She went to Salt Lake Community College, but has come full circle and come back. And she's one of the best rebounders, if not the best, that Jeff Judkins has ever coached.
The 2018 Miss Basketball in the state of Utah, Gatorade Player of the Year, 4A MVP out of Salem Hills High School here in Utah County. And won a state championship back in Arizona with Shaylee Gonzalez at Mesquite high school out of Gilbert. Her first year, wherever she's gone, she's won and has been a major contributor. The officials are looking at the video. I don't think there's anything there outside of it was a late whistle, and
so
there wasn't any real elbows even thrown.
Right, but they're watching right after as maybe the whistle came, what actions happen with Gustin right here as she stands back up with Longarita. So they're watching that right there. See how she took that left arm, and
yeah,
that may warrant a technical. And they're going to try to keep control of this game. It'll be interesting to see what they decide to call. So there's a foul called right there, but watch Gustin's left arm as she kind of pushes back into Longarita.
Yeah, come on, it's basketball. Physical basketball. Julie Kromenik, Sheree Mitchell, and Alicia Murray, our officiating crew here. We've seen a lot worse than that, but they're taking a long look at it. Maybe it's a preemptive strike to make sure there's not another
strike. A warning,
strike.
Right? This is a warning that they're taking that long. And
Chef, what do you got?
Well, and the very first thing that the coaching staff asked Lauren Gustin when they got over into the huddle was like, "Are you okay? Are you good?" And she smiled and said, "Yeah, I'm good." I think they just wanted to make sure that everybody was calming down, and it's probably a good thing for both sides that it's taking a little while to make this call. Everybody has a chance to just have everything simmer down a little bit.
Juddy was talking about Gustin, and she's so tough on the floor, but he said she's so sensitive off of it. and her teammates love her and always looking for, you know, to make sure everyone's having a decent day. But, man, on the floor, she brings the fight.
Turns into a different beast, for sure. And one of the biggest worries from opposing teams and coaches coming in is how do we keep her off the boards? Because she doesn't just battle and then you box her out, she stops. It's constant, relentless on the boards, going after it. And as I mentioned, I talked to assistant Lee Kamard about that and her anticipation. And he said, I really think she understands the angles of shots and where it's going to come off. And then she goes out of her area to get the ball.
Officials are still talking about this play. 4:26 to go here in the second. You know what I'd say? I'd say it's a no call. Just call the foul and stick with that, the original call, and both players have settled down, and the small uprising is over.
It should definitely be a foul on Longarita, which would just be her first. As the freshman at 6'4", she's coming in and try to be a physical presence in there. Quite the freshman. Her mother played for the Spanish Olympic team in Barcelona in 1992. And there you see her on the right, the taller freshman, and she's got a lot of potential. Great feet inside. But a big task when you're taking on Lauren Gustin inside.
San Francisco is going to host San Diego on Thursday and Pepperdine next Saturday. BYU's at Portland on Thursday night at Gonzaga next Saturday, and then back home February 10th against Pepperdine. All right, a decision has finally been rendered. They'll bring the two coaches together.
You can tell pretty quickly in how the coaches respond, whether they're frustrated or happy with the call.
So the foul's going to stay on Longarita.
As we thought, that foul on Longarita and an intentional on Gustin.
All right. Well, all of it could have been prevented by a whistle on time. It was a late whistle to let it all just meander along. And so down at the free throw line for San Francisco is Kremili. 81% free throw shooter.
You can hear the crowd's reaction to this, but I watched Gustin as they were still huddled up, and she went over to Jeff Judkins and just said, "That's my bad. I'll keep my temper, my bad."
The officials are still trying to get things squared away. So Gustin.
Well, Gustin should be
assessed a foul. Now they have that correct on the scoreboard.
Gustin should be shooting. It was the 5th team foul, but they're going to let Kremili go first, and then they'll let Gustin. Crumilly, 81.5% at the free throw line, the best free throw shooter for this Dons team.
34 earlier in the year against Nevada on the road. She's capable of lighting it up. So Gustin got the foul call, and now they should have. They're going to stick with the ball, the foul on Longarita, but San Francisco is going to get possession, and BYU's wondering why they're not shooting, and they're not going to. So San Francisco gets the ball and the free throws, despite the foul on Longarita. Now it's Crumilly working on Albarero, and the rebound on Gustin, her 11th.
If anything, I think that's going to fire up Gustin to just work harder on the boards.
Alatea with it. Our score box is brought to you by Brady Industries, provider of commercial cleaning supplies and equipment. Here's Albiero. Gonzalez coming around the corner as Graham drives down low. Up and in. Teagan's first basket. She was 1 for 6 against San Francisco in the first meeting, and gets her first 2 here in the rematch as Falatea with another steal. BYU by 18. Make that still 18 as Gustin can't hit the layup.
Boy, good look though. Running in transition is Gustin. Anytime you get your bigs out in transition, it is a positive. Look at Gales. She has no fear to go up against the 6'1" and the 6-foot frame of Graham in there.
Gales with 8. It's a much different quarter offensively for the Cougars after a tremendous start.
And just
they
plus
have some
1
droughts every now and then.
in this frame, 16 to 15, just plus 1.
Here's Gonzalez. Another 3. Shelley with 13.
I love how she points to Graham and acknowledges the pass that came from their best passer on the team, who now has 4 assists to go with her 2 points.
Crumilly. Longarita now working Gustin. Out of bounds off of San Francisco. And Harding will check back in. Alatea is going to come out. And Kostic returns for the Dons.
You see, nice skip pass, and that has to be on time. Otherwise, the defense has time to close out. But Graham doesn't make it stick, and she just whips that ball over to her teammate on the wing.
Gonzalez and Harding have combined for 31. They alone have a 3-point lead on this San Francisco team. Albiero for 3. And she knocks it in. Albiero with 8 to go along with her 5 assists.
Well, as a team, BYU 9 for 13 from distance.
Now Gonzalez. Paisley into Graham, gets it back. Knocked out of bounds. And Harding still down on the floor. It's going to go to San Francisco.
Well, Gales does a good job. Even though she was beat slightly off the dribble, she just kept right with Harding, enough to contest that shot, force her to take a tough shot.
The over-under on Harding hitting the floor each game's probably should. I think Vegas would set that at 4.
Place that bet. He is on the floor the most for this BYU team by far, and loves to take those charges, right? She'll put her body right in the right spot to take the charge.
Baseline and a good-looking shot.
She's working every single time. Away from the ball, with the ball, now with 7 points.
Albiero looking into Hampson. This is Graham. Back to Albiero. Sarah's got it. Misses the shot. And Crumilly on the rebound. Final minute here of the first half. We'll hear from Jeff Judkins in a moment. Outside bomb by Crumilly.
A bomb indeed, and she's very capable of doing that. We might see more of that in the second half because she's getting frustrated with all that defense just swarming her.
All 10 of her points here in the second. Harding looking for 21. Got it. 21 here in the first half for Paisley Harding.
Was the 10th made three by BYU in the half. 2 above their average on the season.
Now Cormeli going to work the clock for the last shot. Jeff Judkins said after the win on Thursday, if we're playing our game, we can beat anybody. They're playing their game here this afternoon. Gonzalez up to beat the buzzer. Halftime has arrived at the Marriott Center, and what a performance from BYU, coming in at 17-1, and they lead it by 20 over San Francisco, who arrived with a 4-game winning streak. It's 53-33. Jeff Judkins right up there with Jason Shepard. Shep.
Coach, obviously you're up 20 at the half. The offense is humming, but I know that you were not pleased with some of the defense you were seeing.
We gave him too many open looks.
Till Vegas, if they're paired up. Both teams have 2 dates with Gonzaga. San Francisco has a COVID date with the Zags that needs to be made up. Seconds into the third quarter, first shot up by Gonzalez. First and third quarters are where BYU has delivered their fatal blows over the course of the season.
Well, that's why they're really good at making adjustments coming in the third quarter and then into the game as well. What a shot from Dickey. She is not shy to pull the trigger from the outside.
And Dickey now with 8. Here's Gustin. Handoff. Albiero inside the arc. Tapped away by Gonzalez into the arms of Gustin. Another offensive board for Gustin.
She's just padding her stats right there, right?
She is so good at rebounding her own misses.
Couldn't get the short one to drop, so she's going to get the other rebound.
Now Albiero kick out. Harding up for 3, and the Cougars have come out cold, but they're chasing down rebounds. This will be the 4th shot on this trip down the floor.
Look at the hustle, still staying with it. San Francisco has got to limit BYU to 1 and done. If you want to come back, have a chance. There it is, Dave. For 1 charge of the game.
But like a 3rd time hitting the floor so far, and Gales trying to get past Harding. Moves that elbow up.
We talk a lot about her offense, but defensively she moves her feet so well. If not the top defender, one of the top defenders when she guards those perimeter players in this conference.
Came back for her COVID extra year. Making the most of it. Up for 2. And with 22 is Harding.
Doesn't matter what they do with her. Try to take it with a 3. She'll put it on the floor. And if you run her off the 3, she can get all the way to the rim.
Cormeli with a quick release. Gonzalez on the board. Shaley sitting at 13 points. Backdoor cut. Harding. Foul, she'll go to the line and picked herself up off the floor again.
She's really moving well. And watch this, she's just going to take Coach this, the mismatch off the dribble, and so she's going to go one-on-one right at her. And to create that shot, when you're going against a longer defender, she really has to use the inside of her body against Kostic just to create space and finish with the right hand off the glass.
She started the day 64 points outside of number 6 all-time in school history. She's got 23 so far. I'm talking with her and Shaylee Gonzalez in an article for the Deseret News, and Paisley said, I said, hey, you got a shot at number 5. You got Gonzalez back at number 18. She says, oh, she's passing me. She's going to come flying past me.
She's still got 2 years left, so that COVID freebie really is going to help her out.
An impressive tag team, Gonzalez and Harding. Here's Graham, nobody getting in her way. Kagan with her 4th point goal with her 5 assists. And a timeout called 59-36, the largest lead of the afternoon for the Cougars. It's a 30-second timeout. They're going to extend it to a full, and we'll take the break. 7:32 to go in the third. And BYU's rolling on BYU TV.
Dexter & Dexter is a full-service law firm offering a wide range of legal services. Since 1995, we have helped more than 20,000 Utahns both to navigate life's challenges and to make the most of life's opportunities. From auto accidents to criminal defense, and from bankruptcy to family law, we are passionate about shouldering your burdens. To learn more about scheduling a no-obligation consultation, visit dexterlaw.com.
Bleeding gums are a key indicator of gum disease. Did you know that gum disease has been linked to other inflammatory health conditions, such as heart disease, Alzheimer's, and diabetes? A recent study found COVID-19 patients with gum disease were 22 times more likely to have respiratory complications. Have your teeth regularly cleaned by a dentist or hygienist to prevent disease. Dental cleanings are essential for your health. This message is brought to you by eAssist Dental Health Education Foundation.
They prefer to be bringing the heat, getting set for success, demonstrating their drive. But when their blood and sweat turns to tears or anything else, we lay the groundwork for BYU's athletes to hit the ground running again, and you as well. Intermountain Healthcare, official medical provider for BYU Athletics.
BYU basketball on BYU TV is brought to you by Brady Industries, honestly better. Tim Daly Auto Group, serving Utah since 1968. The BYU Store, official outfitter of BYU fans everywhere. And by Intermountain Healthcare, official medical provider for BYU Athletics.
Dave McCann, Kristen Kozlowski, Jason Shepard here at the Marriott Center. Saturday afternoon basketball on BYU TV. And the Cougars are 59-36 with 7:32 to go here in the third. BYU missed their first 5 shots of the second half. And a turnover gives the ball back to the Cougars. They have since heated up.
It's a possessions game, and if you're giving the ball right to BYU, it's hard to chip away at the lead. They've got 11 now for the Dons and giving it away.
There's a bucket and a foul. And Graham's going to the free throw line.
If you scout BYU, and you particularly scout number 10 in Graham, you know she can shoot a three-point shot. So what has she done to adapt her game? She's putting the ball on the floor, getting to the rim, scoring through contact. All of her points in this game have been off the dribble and getting to the rim.
Free throw's good. Today in the WCC, St. Mary's is over to LMU. Pacific is at Santa Clara. Portland's at Pepperdine. Gonzaga at San Diego. Zags are 15-4. They've won 5 in a row. They'll host BYU next Saturday as Longarita gets 2 to go down.
I love that Kermili didn't force it as well. Took her time and just allowed the play to develop. When Longarita, nice cut to the basket.
Harding with the pump, the foul, and Paisley will go to the free throw line as Longarita picks up the personal. Check that's on Dickey. And Harding to the line. Dickey with 2. Clavina has 3 as far as fouls go for the Dons on the floor.
Harding is just terrific at realizing when she has a mismatch on her and she's got a bigger player that can't keep up with her off the dribble, so she puts the ball on the floor. And
she has been a pain for San Francisco. Misses 2 free throws. Mentioned 19 in the first meeting, sitting on 24 here in the second. Her career high is 33 that she scored on Utah up in Salt Lake earlier this season. Good looking outside shot. We've seen it a couple times today for Kennedy Dickey.
That's her 4th made 3 of the game. She's got 14 points in this one.
Kick back out. Albiero for three. Foul on the rebound. And it's going to go against Graham.
Dickey was chasing that ball down. Just too much contact as her and Graham collided.
That's number 2 on Graham. And McDowell White will check out. And Jasmine Gales, 22 against the Cougars in San Francisco. She's back on the floor. Dickey. Rebound Gonzalez. No one in front of Shaley. Drops it off for Gustin. Graham, top of the key. Tapped out by Gustin. Now Albiero's got it. Into Gustin.
A lot of unselfish ball movement in that possession for BYU. Gustin kept it alive, and she's rewarded from the passing of Tegan Graham.
And Molly Goodenbauer wants a timeout. 9 points to go with her 13 rebounds for Lauren Gustin. And we've got a timeout here in Provo. 5:35 to go in the third. The Cougars are up by 22 on BYU TV.
Every day, I help an animal walk again.
I believe that having special needs animals has brought an extra layer of richness to the fabric of our family.
Not many people take in these special needs guys, but in the end, they're the best ones.
It's unbelievable. It's like his disability has disappeared.
Every step just proves to me that these dogs can get through anything.
Back in Provo, 63-41 BYU. And junior Lucia Kostic, San Francisco. Out of Zagreb, Croatia. There she is, former Yugoslavia. That got us thinking. There's another person who played here at the Marriott Center from Zagreb, and his jersey hangs in the rafters of Lake Krešimir Ćosić. The home arena of Croatia's national basketball team is named after Kostic. Awarded the Croatian Lifetime Achievement in Sport in 2002, 7 years after his passing. First basketball player in the world to play all 5 positions. In talking with Molly Goodenbauer, and her foreign players take such great pride in representing their country. You come from Croatia, you know the name Krešimir Ćosić. And in the small world of small worlds, his banner hangs in the rafters. And Kostic is playing here today for San Francisco.
And she's one of those vocal leaders for this team.
Gustin on the steal and the finish. And a double-double for Lauren, 11 points and 13 rebounds.
10 double-doubles on the season. She had 15 double-doubles a season ago. Not very often you get to see her get that live ball turnover and finish coast to coast.
Battle down low for position. And Gustin holds her ground against Longarita. Out ahead, another break. Albiero back to Gonzalez. This is a team that leads the WCC in assists, and they are putting on a show. 67-41. And Gales fouled, flying into the lane. Gustin helps her up.
Well, arguably the best team that Coach Judkins has had since he's been here in 21 seasons, and Lauren Gustin, one of those reasons, and get the steal, anticipating, then transition. How about this unselfish play from Albiero? The kick back to her teammate. Maria Albiero with 7 assists in the game. So valuable.
Gales hits the first. And she'll get another. She's a junior, so she'll get one more shot at BYU on this floor before the Cougars go to the Big 12 after next season.
Gales has been a dynamic player in WCC play, really upped her level of play to 19 points per game, 5.7 rebounds per game, and comes in averaging 14 and 3.5 boards.
14 boards for Gustin. We're not midway through the third today. Here's the lob for Gustin. Round the corner we go.
Watch, they really don't force a lot offensively. They're patient. That was a travel, an extra step from Tegan Graham, but they allow the offense to just develop and take what the defense gives them. Not a lot of forced passes in there.
Graham out of New Zealand. Listen to these places. You just look at the rosters. You got New Zealand, Finland, Latvia, Australia, Denmark, Spain, British Columbia, Hungary, Greece, Croatia, New Zealand, and the whole world is here.
Some international player for sure.
BYU says the world's our campus, but the Marriott Center is the global spot today as Harding is fouled.
The majority of those coming from San Francisco. 12 international players on their roster.
Smiler's out of Hamilton, New Zealand. She's checked herself in. And she's going to come back out because Paisley's going to the line. Smiler is student body president at Melville High School back in the day, and a chance to become a real leader on this team next year and beyond. Both her and Falatay will be key pieces as BYU looks to replace Harding, Graham, and Albiero.
Yeah, that'll be a big chunk of their core, but so impressed with these younger players, as you mentioned, Smiler, and then the play of Nani Falatea. The balance and poise and just the calmness she brings when she's on the court.
Longarita down low, just trying to find a lane to the basket. Takes a couple of extra steps and turns it over, and now Harding will come out, and Smiler is in for BYU. Harding with 25.
Paisley created that turnover because she was in the right spot at the right time. Or Sheldy, that help side rotation. She rotated and forced Longarita to take that extra step.
Graham on the drive. Speaking of steps, is that a Euro step?
That is how you do it. Yes, it's an up and under to a Euro, and she just fantastic at it. I just love that she's aggressive and scoring at the rim in this game.
Tegan with 9. Famili's been quiet. She had a really good second quarter, and here she's fouled. Go to the free throw line. Shoot 2. And Graham picks up her third.
Mentioned Kermele's numbers, 10 points, 3 for 7 from the floor, and 2 for 3. Those 2 threes have come from distance, well beyond 3.
Hampson's in. Graham goes out. So what do you lose? What do you gain? Graham and her leadership leaves, and the number 2 shot blocker in school history comes in.
Sarah Hampson just bringing a different dynamic, just anchors the defense, and if she doesn't block a shot, she's going to alter your shot. You'll think twice about driving in there.
Sports world is buzzing today with the retirement of Tom Brady. 22 years in the NFL. Big chunk of everyone's life. And the fallout of that will be interesting, but that is the one headline of the day in the world in sports is Tom Brady.
I think the next question for everybody is Gronk up next, right? Is Gronkowski going to retire?
Wouldn't be surprised. Back come the Dons. Under 3 minutes to go. Longarita with an open look. Offensive board for Dickey. First shot clock.
Dickey does a nice job flying in there, going to get that board, and then getting it out quick. Gives them that extra opportunity to score.
Kermele. Gonzalez read that one all the way. Can't finish on the layup. Smiler on the rebound. Another shot at point blank. And Shaley slaps her hands together and can't believe she didn't hit one of those 2. It'll be BYU ball under the basket.
What a hustle play, though, from Kaylee Smiler to get in there. She followed her. You can't just assume that Gonzalez is going to make it and stay at the other end of the court, right? So she hustled down there and kept the ball alive.
Bolavirta checks in for San Francisco. Here's Gonzalez. Gets it back from Smiler. Gustin a little further out than she normally shoots. And the rebound to Gales. There's some freedoms when you're up 70-44. Dickey up for three. Off of San Francisco. It'll be BYU ball.
Everybody has the green light out there for BYU from Coach Judkins to take the shots when you're open. And, you know, when they're making hustle plays and keeping that ball alive on offensive rebounds, they've got 11 in this game, 12 second chance points.
Harding's in, Gonzalez is out. Smiler, another outstanding outside shooter. She's got the ball back to Albiero. They're tempting her to take it. Here she goes. And Dickey on the rebound.
That's an open look in the zone. BYU has to be able to knock down shots or hit that soft spot right in the middle.
Margarita into the lane, denied by Gustin. Top to Dickey. Very good outside shot. 30% coming in. She's got 17 points to go with her 8 rebounds.
She's on a fantastic 4-game stretch coming in. Shooting the 3 ball, was 6 for 13 in just the last 3 games, and picking that right up here in this one today.
Smiler up top, Albiero, as we arrive near a minute to go here in the third. Harding is as deep in the corner as you can get, and Paisley with 31. She's too shy of matching her career high. Margarita for 3. And out of bounds. It'll be BYU ball with 44 seconds left to go here in the third.
Well, she's been fantastic. So confident out there, really setting the tone offensively. Not just settling for shots and forcing it against the defense, but working hard.
Gustin. Out of bounds. And it stay BYU.
BYU loves that high-low look in the zone. And trying to get Hampson, particularly keeping her around the rim so that they can dump it down to her for a finish.
Kostic is back in. Here's Paisley. 2 more. 30.
Making it look easily. Baseline out of bounds. Nice screen is set. She's wide open right there at short corner.
30 points here in the third quarter. Final seconds tick away. Kostic on the drive. Blocked by Hampson. And Johnson. Harding just chucks it down the floor. And she gets that grimace like, oh, hey, maybe there were a few more seconds than I thought.
She didn't realize. A couple more on the clock.
That's the only miscalculation Paisley's had all day long. She's got 30. Back with the fourth in a moment on BYU.
Welcome back to the Marriott Center, beginning the fourth quarter. BYU on top of San Francisco, 75-47. At the beginning of the week, ESPN Bracketology had BYU as a 3 seed in the upcoming NCAA tournament. However, after another dominating performance on Thursday, that projection actually dropped to a 5 seed, which was quite the head-scratcher. What we would later learn is that the tournament selection committee released its top 16 teams, and shockingly, BYU was not on that. So what this tells us is that while BYU certainly will be a tournament team in the eyes of the selection committee, if they want to host, they still have some work to do. Dave, I guess blowing teams out just isn't enough anymore, right?
You know, that's surprising because of who they've defeated. They beat number 17 Florida State and number 22 West Virginia away from home. Beat Arizona State, beat Utah away from home, beat Washington State. Their only loss is to Oklahoma, who's ranked 18th in the country, as Hampson gets things going in the fourth. The reality is, if you're not Stanford out west, you just have to win.
Yeah.
No one's going to cut you any favors or any breaks, no matter what you do. But if you win, you advance and make a name for yourself.
And they come in today with a net ranking of 12th, which is fantastic. But You know, they just cannot afford a hiccup, and that's what they got to focus on. They got to focus on proving to the committee that they deserve to be one of those seeds that will host. And to do that, they cannot lose games. They got to win out the rest of the way.
Gonzalez said after they lost to Arizona, in Arizona last year in the tournament, and then the Wildcats went to the finals, that's when she realized, hey, we're good enough to get to the finals. And so after every team huddle, practice in games, they shot Final Four. That's their goal, and that's where they're driven. And the loss to Arizona, and then what Arizona did kind of paved the way. We're better than Arizona. This is what they did. This is what we can do.
It was a single-digit game without really Paisley Harding, who played limited minutes because of a broken hand. As you look again at Hampson, that high-low in the zone, they're going to feed that all day long. That post up top, whether it's Gustin, now it's Calvert in the game, and they're looking high-low, then they're looking opposite.
So we'll keep an eye on Harding, who has 30 points, her career high. Then it's been quite a career, 33 earlier this season at Utah. And Calvert can't save it, and so the Dons get an extra possession.
She possibly could have saved that ball, but I like that the freshman didn't. You don't want to save a ball under your opponent's basket right there and try to kick it back in, because you don't know what's behind you.
Emma Calvert, 6'4", far west Utah, Fremont High School. She's got a lot of BYU games ahead of her for sure.
Judkins says she's the future of the program.
Crumilli is fouled by Harding. She'll go to the line and shoot 3.
Hard to believe she's still at 12 points. She's gotten into double figures for how tough it's been for her offensively with BYU. Big emphasis in their scouting report was to slow down number 21, which is Crumilli, and number 11, Gales.
Crumilli had 10 in the second quarter. That's her 3rd in the second half. Good crowd here at the Marriott Center as the team continues to win. The following continues to grow. It's the magic in the big dance. It's the magic on the national scene. It's the remedy. It's the formula in your hometown. You win and they'll come.
Fans want to see good basketball and great players, and BYU has proven that they are fun to watch. They have fantastic players. They play the right way. They move the ball, get everyone involved. It's exciting, up-paced.
Here's Hampson into the lane. Tapped out. And San Francisco has it. Our score box is brought to you by Brady Industries, a provider of commercial cleaning supplies and equipment. Gonzalez on the rebound. 6 boards to go with Shaylee's 15 points. Calvert moving into the lane with the left hand. 79-50. That's Emma's first 2 today.
6'4" freshman continues to get better and better every game and being more confident in there.
Longarino's in trouble with Calvert, and Hampson gets rid of it. Here's an open look from the corner for Gales. Offensive board, Longarino. And Crumilli up with a shot that didn't need to go that fast. The shot clock that just reset. And now Harding's coming out, and Falatea is in with 7:30 to go.
And Crumilli is quite the player. It just shows you how well BYU can execute their defensive game plan. They'll take your strengths away and really limit what you want to do on the offensive side. That's one of the things they are best at, is defensive game plan and executing against personnel like Crumilli.
Smiler. Now 0 for 2. That one not close. Hampson with the block. Out of bounds. 47 blocks for Hampson.
She says no thank you, and that's the type of person she is as well. Very polite, so probably would just throw that thank you in there, but
coming in needing 50 blocks the rest of the season to catch her mom's all-time record at BYU. I don't think she's going to get there, but she's alone at number 2.
I think her mom would love for her to pass her, but it's quite a ways to go. You see the help side rotation. Gonzalez was there as well.
She's got like 5 games of 9 blocks each in those games over her career, but has blocked fewer shots this year than the previous handful of seasons.
I mean, ideally for Coach Judkins, if she can come in and get maybe 3-4 blocks a game, maybe 4 to 5 rebounds, 6 to 8 points, she's doing her job, and that's what they need from her off the bench.
And a great compliment to Gustin. Shot clock's winding down. A late whistle and foul on Hanson. As Gales, not afraid of that height, and try to get some contact, and she wins a trip to the free throw line.
I just love Gales and her willingness to just attack. Doesn't matter how tall you are, whether you're the best shot blocker on this BYU team or not, she's going to take it right at you.
And Hanson, right where you're talking about, third block of the game, 5 rebounds, 4 points.
You know, it's been an adjustment for her coming off the bench. She was a starter a season ago, and she's adjusted nicely. I know that Coach Judkins, I think in his mindset, was thinking, I've got to protect her more, because she tended to get fouls early in the game last season, and so protecting her to have her on the floor more, and he's chosen to go small. Tegan Graham has earned that spot to be in the starting lineup.
Gonzalez for 3. And Shaley with 18. Right at her average, which leads the league.
As a team, BYU 12 of 23 from distance. Just been red hot from the outside.
Flavina, she'll put one up over Hanson. Out of bounds, it'll be BYU ball. And Boubacar checks in. Becky Williams checks in. We'll look at Gonzalez checking in for 3.
Calvert, fantastic, setting that screen and rolling, so it occupied the defense for Gonzalez to get the 3-point shot off.
30-point lead, and so Harding and Gonzalez will have their day come to an end. And BYU wants a timeout with 6:02 to go. A few moments away from 18-1. More in a moment on BYU TV.
I know what it's like to be overlooked, to be doubted, to fly under the radar. I only had one offer coming out of high school, but I was ready for every moment, every opportunity, and every shot that I got. Now I'm playing professional basketball, aiming to be one of the best shooters on the planet. And I'm just getting started. Be ready for your moment with Rapid Reboot, the future of rapid recovery.
I don't think I've ever turned on anything from BYU TV and not found myself smiling.
I think it's just really inspiring, just seeing people help one another.
It helps me show my kids good examples of the way that we should live.
I really like Studio C because we can all laugh together.
It's actually something that makes us reconnect and brings us closer to our family.
I love BYU TV. All of us together.
There are things happening in Seaburg.
They care more about people spending money than they do about people getting sick.
If they're causing toxic pollution, it is everyone's fight. We can't just let them get away with it.
If anyone can figure this out, it's my brother.
Friends don't abandon each other. Fine. Be heroes.
I know what it's like to love someone so much you'd do anything for them.
Whatever happens, I'm glad we're facing it together.
Me too.
BYU basketball on BYU TV is brought to you by Mountain America Credit Union, official credit union of BYU Athletics. Les Olson Company, your office technology partner. eAssist Dental Health Education Foundation. Learn more at visityourdentist.org. Baby Boxy, uniquely curated, beautifully packaged baby gifts. And by Waystar.
Paisley Harding holding steady at number 7 all-time at BYU with 1,738 points, 30 coming today here on BYU TV. And next to her, Shaylee Gonzalez moves up to number 17 all time. And we're going to watch that march, Kristen, as we call games over the next 2.5 seasons. As Gonzalez makes a play for number 1, Tina Gunn Robinson, who's held the record now since 1980, told me this last week. She hopes she can do it. Why not? Danny Ainge said the same thing. He said, hey, when Jimmer Fredette beat his record and then Tyler Haws beat both of them, he said it was exciting for the fans. It was good for BYU basketball.
Well, it just shows that players are getting better, evolving, the game's evolving, right? And records are meant to be broken, and I think Tina Gunn Robinson would love to see that broken.
Shows her distance 87-52. 5:15 to go, and the Cougars are trending toward the century mark. Up and in, a good drive. Vala Vitira, a senior out of Finland, gets her first 2.
She can be crafty with the basketball. Not known to be a big scorer, just averages 3 points per game, but aggressive take to the rim.
Bubakar, you saw her come in Thursday night, hit 2 threes in a row. This is a baseline 2. Rose Bubakar, Frederick, Maryland. She's on the scoreboard, 89-54.
Well, she's an incredible athlete. She has a fantastic stroke and can elevate to really get that shot up and over defenders.
3 goes in and out for Vala Virta.
Vala Virta played a starting role a couple years ago when you had Cornelia out, a couple players out. So comes off the bench this season.
Calvert's fouled. And the reach. Vala Virta picks up the personal. Saw Jeff Judkins grimacing. Someone run a note down there and remind him it's 89-54. He's all about the details. He knows there's a big picture for this team that they're gunning for, and a big piece of it coming Thursday at Portland on the road, and then Gonzaga on the road Saturday. This team is looking at Vegas and looking to the big dance.
He knows to reach some of those goals that they have set, which one is Final Four, one is getting to that NCAA tournament with a good seed, that he has to develop the steps. So that's why he continues to kind of put the score out of his mind and get these players that come in off the bench better.
Shot blocked by Smiler. Now Smiler back to Falatea. She hit one from there a moment ago. Calvert camping out in the lane.
He missed her inside. The pass wasn't there. She's working hard to duck in and then looking for that lob pass. Got to get in and get out if you don't get the pass in time.
BYU men's volleyball later today on BYU TV, 9 Eastern, 7 Mountain against Mount Olive. Cougars ranked 8th in the country. Wide open 3 by Flavina. Here comes Falatea hurrying down the floor. This crowd is staying here for one thing and one thing only. They want 100 points. Falatea for 3. And a little closer. 94-54.
Absolutely automatic with Falatea. When she gets open space, she is fantastic from 3.
San Francisco came in on a 4-game winning streak. Leaving it short. Longarita, here come the Cougars again. 3 minutes to go in Provo. Hand back to Smiler. Calvert, also a good 3-point shooter. And this one brought down by the Dons. Amy Fulcher getting some time. And Ayaketa into the game with her first shot. Offensive board, put back. Nothing's going down now for San Francisco.
It's kind of been how it's going this day. Just buckets hard to come by.
There's Falatea. Bubakar into the lane. She's fouled and will go to the line.
Well, Rose has all of the tools in her toolbox to just be a fantastic player. The ceiling is high with her. She can knock it down from the outside. She's so explosive and can fly to go get some rebounds. She's dunking it in warm-ups, and just like Sarah Hampson can get up and throw it down.
Deeper to the bench they go as Smiler and Falatea check out. Bubakar hits the first. This is a win for BYU. The rest of the league knew the Cougars were good. This is a win against a team that's been playing really well. It sends a message to the rest of the league that this is no joke in Provo. And the Portland Gonzaga road swing is a big one coming up to launch into February.
These
we'll
games,
be in Vegas before you know it.
You come into these games, and BYU obviously favored, as we've mentioned, but they're dominating, right? And so it's not the 12-point game that we seen a month ago, but it's more of they are beating teams by 30 points, 20 points. I mean, really extending what they're able to do. And on average, coming in, they're beating their WCC opponents by 31 points per game. Yet to face Gonzaga, so that one's going to be a little tighter. I know that we anticipate that, but just absolutely dominating.
Vorwaller got it right here. Now Mackie Williams. Calvert step back three. Mackie Williams on the rebound. She's fouled, will go to the line.
Calvert really wanting that three-point shot. She's a good three-point shooter, probably the best post on the perimeter to knock it down. Just couldn't get it like a step back though.
Mackie Williams, a freshman out of New Zealand, of 5 foreign players on the BYU roster. 96 with 1:45 to go. Cougars came out and delivered a knockout punch in the first quarter. And they have never looked back.
And they scored 101 points against Utah State, so they have already broken that 100-point mark this season.
Up for a three. That one is long. Bubakar on the rebound. A three gives them 100. Inside. And it'll be San Francisco ball. Trying to feed Calvert. Hear the moans in the crowd.
They want as much offense as they can get to hit that 100 mark.
Triple digits. They want to see triple digits into the lane. Offensive foul.
Coach Dedkins told me he has to find a way to get Rose Bubakar in the game earlier and give her more minutes because she just thrives in there. She continues to get better and better. We're watching her blossom and grow as a freshman.
Vorwaller sets up the offense. Mackie Williams with it. Looking for a lane. Spins. Short. And the ball is off for the Cougars.
Using that left hand on the turnaround. Not quite enough on it.
Cougars with another chance. Here's a three for 100. Loudest gasp of the day. We've seen amazing shots, but the loudest gasp.
And all the fans standing up, just in anticipation, hoping that one went in.
And San Francisco does not want to see 100. As Keta will slow it down and run the clock. Here's a three, and that one's good. Good looking shot by Fulcher. Time expiring. Oh, we got a foul with 0.6 seconds. And that's going to send Mackie Williams to the line. Cougars have a shot at 99.
Won't give her 3 shots, but it'll get them closer. If she can knock these down, just knocked down 2 a moment ago. It'll get him at 99 if she can hit both. And she's already got 2 points that she got at the free throw line.
Go back to that first meeting, 76-64. The rematch is 98-58. With one more coming.
At one point in that game, the third quarter, BYU was up 26 at San Francisco. So the 12-point win doesn't really showcase how much of a blowout it was.
And a question from the BYU bench. Now we'll resume.
Maybe asking if she'll get an extra free throw from Coach Judkins.
She hits them both. And this game is over. BYU. Impressive from start to finish. And they beat San Francisco by 41. Cougars go to 18-1. 8-0 in the league. Extend the winning streak here at the Marriott Center to 27 games. The Dons dropped to 10-11 and 4-5. And these two teams will march into February with their focus on the first week of March in Las Vegas.
A dominant team win. The balance was showcased once again, led by Paisley Harding with her 30 points. But I love to see them moving and sharing the basketball. They finished with 26 assists and only 6 turnovers. So the ball control was exceptional in this game. They executed the defensive game plan, holding San Francisco to just 28%. And when you're getting it done on both sides of the ball, with the balance of